So the Bose Soundlink Flex Gen 2 is a very portable, very durable, and a very premium feeling speaker, and it performs very well. However, this is another example of Bose adding some very minor upgrades to their products and just slapping a new name on them. And for 2025, I feel that the Bose Flex 2 is a little hard to justify when compared to its most direct competitors. So today we're going to see how the Bose Soundlink Flex Gen 2 stacks up to both the JBL Flip 6, which is pretty old now, and the Sony ULT Field 1, which is currently my favorite portable Bluetooth speaker to recommend. Regarding pricing, the Bose Flex 2 has a retail price of $150, which is pretty up there if you ask me, but it can be found on sale for $120, which is a little more reasonable, but is still a little hard to justify if you ask me. Whereas both the JBL Flip 6 and the Sony ULT Field 1 have a retail price of $130, but they like to go on sale for $100. Nonetheless, if you want to pick any of these speakers up, they'll be linked down below, or you can always press on the YouTube shopping button. And if you want to further support the channel, then check out our affiliate partner, Coinbase. I have been exclusively using Coinbase for the last 5+ years to invest in crypto, and I have had zero issues with them. And if you sign up by using the link down below, you can get up to $200 in crypto. Coinbase makes it very easy for you to buy crypto like Bitcoin, Ether, Solana, and so on, and you can now use Apple Pay. Again, thank you to our affiliate partner, and sign up by using the link down below to get up to $200 in crypto. So first, there is the design of these speakers. Now, all of these speakers are meant to be small and portable and easy enough to take on the go with you. Now, the Flip 6 is the smallest speaker here and is the easiest to throw into your water bottle holder, either on your bike or backpack. Plus, it has a built-in loop. Now, the Sony ULT Field 1 is a little larger, but what really makes it stand out here is that it has the largest loop here, and it can be used in 2 different positions. But then there's the Bose. Now, the Bose is very thin and is great for backpacks, but its loop is very small, it doesn't stretch, and this speaker does not come included with a carabiner, which I feel is the bare minimum here. Now, the Bose feels the most premium here because of its powder-coated front grille and silicone-wrapped body. But when compared to these other 2 speakers, I don't think that it's the most portable. I think that Bose should have either included a carabiner with the speaker, or they should have made the loop larger and elastic, or they should have added an elastic band similar to what's found on the Bose Micro. But then there's the battery life on these speakers. Now, all of these speakers have an advertised battery life of 12 hours, but these advertised battery life of 12 hours is with all of these speakers playing at 50% volume. Real-world use with all of these speakers playing at 80% volume, both the Sony and JBL are good for around 8 hours of playback time, whereas the Bose is good for around 7 hours of playback time. However, 80% volume on the Sony is louder than 80% volume on the JBL, and 80% volume on the JBL is louder than 80% volume on the Bose. And when it comes to charging these speakers, they all charge via a USB-C port, as they should. However, all of these USB-C ports are strictly used for charging. You can't use any of these USB-C ports as a wired connection, and you can't use them to charge your own devices. And when it comes to Bluetooth connectivity, all of these speakers can be connected to 2 devices at the same time, so you and a friend can both be DJ. Latency is not an issue for any of these speakers, so you can use them to watch videos with on your phone. But when it comes to audio codecs, the JBL Flip 6 only has support for SBC, whereas the Sony ULT Field 1 has support for SBC and AAC, and then there's the Bose Flex, which has support for Snapdragon sound. But with all that out of the way, let's talk about sound. Now, the Bose has a very simple setup here. This speaker has a single front-mount firing driver and dual passive radiators that shoot out the front and out the back of the speaker. Whereas both the JBL Flip 6 and the Sony ULT Field 1 have a front-mount firing woofer, a front-mount firing tweeter, and dual passive radiators that shoot out the sides. And the fact that both the JBL and Sony have a woofer and tweeter setup is a big deal, because this helps these speakers have better instrument separation and better openness, because the woofer handles the mids and the tweeter handles the highs, like this. So like we have just seen, the woofer handles the mids and the tweeter handles the highs, so this helps both the JBL and the Sony with their instrument separation. And for 2025, I feel that this type of speaker setup is the standard for premium speaker brands. So the Bose Flex Gen 2 not having a built-in tweeter is a bit of a problem. But something the Bose Flex 2 does have is an adjustable EQ, so at least there's that. And yes, these other two speakers also have an adjustable EQ. But now we're going to go ahead and jump into the sound test. All of these speakers are playing at 75% volume with their stock EQs.
There's a beauty in the way you're worn and the sharpness of your thorns, so vibrant in the imperfection. In the pain there's something real, all that anger so concealed. Still you're lost in how to feel, just let me hold that severed heart. There's a beauty in the way you lay and the way your color fades. You stand out now with your imperfections. Oh, it was never meant to fall apart. It was not supposed to cause us harm. But these days all I do is wonder, is it better now we can start again? In the pain there's something real, oh that anger so concealed. Still you're lost in how to feel, just let me hold. Oh, that severed heart. The pieces feel so cold. But hate will always grow.
So like you've just heard, the Bose Soundlink Flex Gen 2 leans towards a bass-heavy sound signature, whereas the JBL Flip 6, it leans more towards a brighter sound signature, and then there's the Sony ULT Field 1, which I feel sounds the most balanced here. However, both the JBL and the Sony sound more open here, and the highs are a lot more pronounced thanks to their woofer and tweeter setup. Whereas since the Flex 2 doesn't have a tweeter, the highs aren't as strong, and I really feel that Bose should have at least added a tweeter to the speaker so that they can truly call it Gen 2. And when it comes to max volume performance, all of these speakers get decently loud for their price and size. Now, the JBL Flip 6 does get a little louder than the Bose, but that's partly because it does like to lean towards a brighter sound signature. But with the Sony, the speaker does get noticeably louder than these other two speakers because Sony is really focusing on sound pressure on the speaker when you have that Alt button turned on, which is how you should always use this speaker. But finally, let's talk about pairing these speakers up with other speakers. Now, with all of these speakers, if you have two of the exact same speakers, then you can wirelessly pair them together and get them to play in left and right stereo mode, or you can get them to play in sync. But with the Sony, you can only pair it up to one other ULT Field 1. Unfortunately, this speaker does not have Party Connect, so you can't pair it up to any of Sony's other speakers. Whereas with the Bose Flex 2, you can pair it up to a Bose Soundlink Max and get them to play in sync, but you can only have a total of two speakers paired together. But who knows, maybe Bose will release more speakers in the future, so you can pair it up to the Flex 2. And then there's the JBL Flip 6, which is using JBL's Party Boost, so you can pair it up to other JBL Party Boost speakers, like either a Boombox 3, a Boombox 2, an Extreme 3, a Charge 5, a Pulse 5, a Pulse 4, a Flip 5, or to another Flip 6, and you can pair up to 100 speakers together. And you can also pair it up to the JBL Extreme 4, which is backwards compatible with Party Boost. However, JBL's newer speakers are moving over to Auracast. And now Auracast is supposed to be universal, but personally I prefer JBL's Party Boost over Auracast because I found that it's a lot easier to use, it's a lot more stable, and it's a lot faster. Now, even though the JBL Extreme 4 is using Auracast and it is backwards compatible with Party Boost, there's no guarantee that JBL's future Auracast speakers will also be backwards compatible with Party Boost because the Flip 6 won't connect to the Clip 5 or Go 4, which are also using Auracast. But with all that being said, the Bose Soundlink Flex Gen 2 is very portable, durable, and it feels very premium. But for me, it is hard to justify the speaker when compared to its direct competitors. Both the Sony ULT Field 1 and JBL Flip 6 are more affordable than the Bose Flex Gen 2, and they both offer better sound because they both sound more open thanks to their woofer and tweeter setup. They both get louder as well, and from a portability standpoint, the loop on both the JBL and Sony are a lot more useful than the loop found on the Bose. But if I had to pick one speaker from this lineup, I am gonna go with the Sony ULT Field 1 here because it sounds the most balanced, the most open, and it gets the loudest. If you made it this far, I guess you enjoyed the video, so hit the like button and get subscribed. If you want to pick any of the products up, they'll be linked down below. And if you want to further support the channel, check out the merch. I made some shirts and hoodies that look and feel great. And you know I can be very particular, so I'll only slap my name on something if I'm really proud of it.